For me, I think that oral histories are incredibly useful for telling the pieces of history that often get left out. If you go and if you're studying history or you're reading history books, you're often reading sort of the official account. And as somebody who is really interested in how people negotiate and think about identities um, and how sort of context, historical context, cultural context shapes those things, um, I think that the stories you collect through an oral history are much more rich, and I think demonstrate a kind of humanity that maybe traditional historical methods don't always access, because these are human stories. Um, and so I think it's really important as a way for us to understand the complicated lives that people lead during these various historical times or events. Um, I also think that, especially now, because our world is so much more digital, having access to it through these technologies means that it will last a lot longer, right? One of the main drivers for me doing this project was because the temple membership is all pretty elderly. I think the average age is 70, and they aren't getting a lot of new members, and the rabbi's been there for 45 years and he's going to retire one day, and the temple will just fade. This 100+ year institution will just sort of fade away. And I wanted them to have the opportunity to like leave something behind if that was to happen. And so with digitizing these materials, the interviews and other material we've been pulling from the temple, it allows that sort of foreverness to it. That story exists for people to find. Um, and I think that is incredibly important right now, just because we move so quickly and we're leaving so much behind, that being able to have these archives where we can go through and find the material and do it from wherever, right? Somebody can be in a totally different part of the world and go in and find these interviews and learn something about identity or Muskegon or whatnot. And I think that's pretty powerful.